guys, it's Kat at Cat Reviews Books, back with another video. Today I will be reviewing The White Guy Dies First, edited by Terry J. Benton Walker. Overall, I gave this book a 4-star review. Realistically, after adding up everything, it was a 3.8 star rounded up. It is a 13 short story collection from these authors in this order. I'm giving this to you now because I'm not going to say each author as I go through their stories. But overall, for a YA anthology, pretty good. I haven't read a YA anthology, I think, ever. And it's been a hot minute since I read any sort of anthology. So I picked this up because it sounded kind of good. It was an arc at work, so let's just get right into it. The book first starts in a blog-like style under the title Group of Friends, which I thought was kind of interesting and just gives kind of like a little backstory as to what these stories are and how they're based on true events and some stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of an interesting perspective to tie all of these together. So the first title that we have, All Eyes on Me, I gave this one a 4-star. This one is kind of like traveling circus vibes meets creepy clown meets finding herself meets death. So pretty good. Try not to give too much away, but just giving you vibes here. The next story that we have is Hedge. This one I gave 5 stars. It was one of my favorites of the anthology. I freaking love creepy gardens, creepy hedge mazes. I love nature-esque sort of horror vibes. So if you like that, the short story will be for you. The next short story is The Golden Dragon. This one I also gave 5 stars. I enjoyed it overall. If you want like girl fits in with the popular crowd and these creepy things start happening and people go missing vibes, this is the one. This is the one you want. This also has some like revenge ghost kind of vibes, so definitely the one you want. This one. Also one of my favorite of this anthology. The next one, Best Served Cold. I gave this one a 4. This is for if you want creepy monsters meets cannibalistic vibes meets twist endings. It's a bit hard for me to say that I super enjoyed this one because it is very depictive of a couple things that made me kind of feel queasy. I do have a very squeamish stomach, so I bounced back and forth a lot between listening to the audiobook while I was cleaning and actually reading this anthology, and this one was just very hard to stomach in general. Okay, then after that we have The Protege. I gave this one a 3.5 star. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't super my vibe. If you want like magic meets creepy things meets weird vibes, this is the one for you. I get why it's classified as horror. It just didn't feel super bent on the horror side of things. And it definitely is, don't get me wrong. It's just very light horror compared to some of the other stuff in the book. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I felt very much like this was just a kind of a fantasy kind of thing going on with the magic and all that jazz. But nope, it was still enjoyable. Next up we have Docile Girls. I gave this one a 4.5. I knocked off half a star because it felt very gory to me, especially for it being YA. This is definitely another one that I was getting kind of sick listening to / reading. If you want a locked room trope meets mutilation meets high school vibes, this is the one for you. Okay. Next up we have Grey Grove. I gave this one a 3 star. I didn't hate this one. It just also very much felt like more creepy, like more like a creepypasta story almost, instead of like actual horror. Like, I maybe got a little bit of goosebumps, but I wasn't super scared. And I was just kind of annoyed with the characters in this one. But if you want like podcasting, ghosty vibes, this is kind of the one you want. We then have Everything's Coming Up Roses. This was my last 5-star of the book. It's my last favorite of the book. The others aren't bad. This one was my favorite. This one's written in like a journal style, but it starts with like a little evidence thing and ends with notes on the evidence. And I don't know, I liked that. I thought it was a neat perspective, very much like more psychotic breakdown, creepy vibes than I would say, general horror vibes. So if you like diary entries meets creepy psychotic vibes, this is the one for you. Next up, Heaven. I gave this one a 3.5. This is another one that I felt didn't so much border on the horror line. They all are still very much technically horror, just felt very light horror. I would say that this one felt more like messed up, sort of, than the other ones. I was just kind of like, that would weigh on my mind. If you want Last City on Earth, apocalyptic vibes, and then finding out a huge secret about the outside world, this is yours. This is your one. We've got Break Through Our Skin next. I gave this one a 3. Again, not bad. It was fine. It just wasn't specifically speaking to me. This one also was very gross in its depictions. Having a hard time not getting sick off of some of these. There are a lot of body horror in these pages that I'm super not cool with body horror. I get the appeal. I do. I just didn't feel like this one was particular for me. If you want like agent being / boss death vibes, that's yours. That's your one. Following that, we have Wasp. I gave this 4 stars. I enjoyed this for what it was, but I felt like there were some things that like didn't feel really necessary or anything. And I know that they were. I don't know. It just, something felt off, if that makes sense. Like there was something missing, or if there was too much of something. I'm not sure what it was, but I know something about it was throwing me off. If you want protecting your family / weird darkness vibes, this is all for you. For you. It's yours. Next up, Hell is Other Demons. I gave this 3 stars. Wasn't bad again, just not really my vibe. I would say my biggest issue was probably that I was listening to the audiobook, and there's a good chunk of the story where you don't know one of the characters' names, and so it was just kind of buzzing in my ear, which I hated. Nothing against the book, but this is definitely one you want to read the book and not listen to the audiobook, otherwise you're gonna have to deal with that. So, if you want demon summoning, ghost possession, afterlife vibes, this is your story. We come to our 13th and final story, The Road to Hell. This is actually by the editor of the book. I might get some hate for this, but I gave this one a 2.5 star. This is like house horror, super not my vibe. There were other things going on, but I don't know. I was hoping for a bigger finale to the end of the book, and this felt like it should have been maybe somewhere towards the middle. I feel like a lot of the other choices could have been really good here. If you want house horror and ghosty vibes, that last story will fit your cup of tea. And then of course, it does end the book with an epilogue email, which I thought was a nice touch to wrap it all up, especially to go back towards the beginning where they did the blog post, because it's all connected. Again, overall, I give this book a 4 star. I enjoyed it for what it was. Would I recommend this to others? Yeah, if you want a quick little short story collection that you can just kind of pick up and put down, absolutely. If you like YA, absolutely. Would I buy this for myself? No. But I'm glad that I did read it. It was enjoyable overall. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.